Hey and hello there everyone! Welcome back to the post-strike streams where hopefully can you see me, can you hear me? Hopefully you can. So lovely to see you all. Welcome. Let's say hi to some people and then we'll get into the raids because it is a community day, so I guess it behooves me to kind of finish earlier so I can get food after this and get ready for the flababes and stuff like that. So let's do this thing. So let's say hi to some people. So on Lara, hi. Amelia, hi. Skywatcher, hi. Kevin, hi. Cuba, hi. Zonda was here somewhere. Zonda, hi. And was there anyone else? I don't know if there's anyone else. Okay. If I've missed anyone, please let me know. But otherwise, we will go into the game. For those of you who were here yesterday, I said about how I had been hunting for a shiny Spinder on the 3DS because it's basically the only Pokemon that I can... Well, actually, that's not entirely... No. It's the only Pokemon I can get in shiny form in Pokemon Home where I need a 3DS to do it. I think for like every other Pokemon, you can get them on a Switch. Some of them might still be easier on a 3DS, but Spinder is the only one. For whatever reason, if you have Pokemon Go and a Nintendo Switch, you cannot get a Spinder in Pokemon Home. It is very stupid. It does not make sense. I feel very sorry for the people who are trying to get a completed Pokedex with the whole Magearna thing in Pokemon Home, but them's the rules, baby. And it's very silly. So, but it also means that the only way to get a shiny Spinder is to get one from a 3DS. So that's what I spent the past 2 days doing. And finally, late last night, I got it. I got it over odds, but I got it. So... Anyway, Bark. Zach, hello. I saw Zach. Wait, where was Zach? Watch out for the Zach attack. There's Zach. So there we go. So anyway, Bark. Leave it to Spinder to put a twist on things. It's very confusing, I know. But yeah, so it was... I was in basically... If you do like the maths of it and stuff like that, like the Horde before I got it, it was about like sort of like 25% sort of thing. Like 25% of players who, if all of you guys without shiny charms did the same thing I did, like 3/4 of you would have had a shiny by the time I got a shiny. So I was in like the bottom 25% of bad luck. I'm glad it was only that and not something crazy like being 4 times over odds or anything. Ha 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 ha. Although that is my story in Pokemon Go right now. I did add things up and I am basically like 4 times over odds in Pokemon Go right now. That sucks. But yeah. So anyway. Yeah. But anyway, let's get to the tickets and stuff, shall we? I don't even need to do tickets anymore, do I? I tell you what, we'll figure out Nihilego when we get there, you know. Let's just work on the tickets I have, which are Thunderous, Celesteela, and Stakataka. So could you please let me know whether you can do Thunderous, Celesteela, and or Stakataka. Say strike, I can do, and let me know. Ready, set, bow. Here we go. You guys know all this. I don't need to explain it. I had an email right as the stream started, but it's from Burger King. I am blowing off the king. Oh, you can only stay for a few raids due to community day. Ooh, well then we gotta go. No, that's why I'm doing this now. So let's hurry the heck up. Okay, so let's see what we got. So Celesteela and okay, Thunderous is who I'm thinking we should do first, and I'm thinking, okay, okay. Oh, and then Kiba can do... Okay, so... Yeah, okay, so we got a lot of, like, Celesteela and Thunderous, but not a whole load of, like, Stakataka necessarily. We'll have to see about Stakataka, because we legit might not have enough people to be able to do it. So, let's have... So, because Kiba on Lara and Sky can all do Thundurus and Celesteela. Let's at least open up with Thundurus, and let's have, like, the three of you all in here for this one. So let's get... Hang on Lara. Come on, Mr. Spreadsheet. I need you to work today. Sky and Kiba. So the three of you can be in Team 1. And then we will have some kind of Team 2 with Kevin and Amelia. I would like it to be for Stack Attacker. Like, here's what I'm going to do right now. Which I know this is a bit silly, but right now, I'm just going to put, like, Team 1 and Team 3 as being identical, because you guys can do Celesteela and Stack Attacker, but that might not necessarily stick. Depends on who joins us or not. But then we will have, and then we'll have, like, Kevin and Amelia in, like, Team 2, which hopefully is Stack Attacker. I just don't really want to use... We'll figure this out. We'll figure it out, okay? It's just one of those things where it's like, there are 3 people who can do, like, 2 Pokemon, and then the third Pokemon can only be done by 2 people, so we'll have to see how it goes. Okay. So we'll see how it goes. So Kevin and Amelia, if you don't mind holding on 25 minutes or so, but right now, Team 1, Onlara, Skywatcher, Kiba, please come on down for Team number 1. And then we'll figure this out. Again, people might join us. We had people join us yesterday. We had a lot of people join us yesterday, so we'll see how it goes, okay? So would you like to anyway embark upon a Dynamax adventure? Yes, I would. Would we like to do a Thundurus? Yes, we would. Would we like to save the game? Yes, we would. And then, when we're on the Thundurus screen, we'll go 0914, and then 1107. Da-na-da, da-na-da. No, wait, that's 007. So there we go. We had nearly everyone. Yesterday we had, like, a lot of people. Like, last week and this weekend are, like, the first times in a long while where, like, I've really had to, like, sit and be like, hang on, how do we assign all these people to teams and keep it fair and keep it balanced and make sure everyone fits in a Pokemon they can do? Because, again, we've just had a lot of, like, you know, either I can do everything or I can do, like, these 2 or something. But we just had so many, I can do these 2, I can do these 2, I can only do this one. It's like, hang on, okay, that means we have to have this person in here and this person here. And, so it was just very, everything. So yeah, I basically, when I said about doing the Spinder hunting, oh, and you guys know this, Rock and Ice are very nice, with Rock being marginally better, because Sandstorm is better than Hail, because Thundurus knows Weather Ball, in addition to Thunder, Rain Dance, and Sludge Wave. But what all that means is that basically we might need to also go for things defensively, so like Ground types, Volt Absorb, Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod is incredible, Cantonian Raichu, and Manectric. But don't forget about Dragon, Grass, and other electric types. So Cuba. Otherwise, we're gonna have to get a Kevin. But there we go, there's Kiba. So let's do this thing. There were so many things to talk about yesterday. We barely even talked about the Nintendo Direct. I'm sure we'll talk about it today. But before we get into that, let me just give my spiel on... these kind of suck. I will just say Togetic does have Mystical Fire, but it is weak to Electric, so it's kind of swings and roundabouts, really. Oh, Kieran's here! Kieran, do you mind being in Team 2? Because that works out perfectly. We were like a person short for... You can be in Team 2. And that actually works out perfectly. Well, unless you can't do Team 2. We'll see how it goes. But hello! Welcome. But there we go. I did almost consider going for Whismur in the 3DS, but like, I'll wait. Like, Whismur will be in either ZA or Gen 10, although ZA could be Gen 10, but we'll get into that conversation later as well. Let's see what we got here. Okay, right, Torkoal, Galvantula, these kind of suck. There is Electric to the left, which is a Luxray, and then there is Maractus near the end. Exploud does have Blizzard, more like a wizard. Do we need to just do, like, the Galvantula and the Luxray or something like that? There is a scientist. Unless we do the scientist. For the whimsy of it. Oh, yeah, so Kira, do you mind doing a stack attacker? Would that be okay? I know, like, Thunderous is, like, the one you don't have, but you also don't really care that much for Thunderous. So that kind of works out. But would a stack attacker be okay? If not, we'll figure out Team 2 in a bit. Right, I'm going to Stone Edge, more like over the hedge. And then we'll go from there. Sky, Sky, do you have the Linoon? Or do you have the Togetic? I kind of lost who on Lara and Sky was. Kiba is in 4th place. Kiba, he is gonna go chase down something. I don't know. But no, I was gonna say, the other day though, when we got to Thursday, I had a choice between... So you know I've been doing my speedy playthroughs. I did like Pokemon Red, and then I did Pokemon Fire Red, and then I did Pokemon Sapphire. I realized, like, oh, I could do one in Pokemon Diamond. I have Pokemon Diamond with me here in America. Oh, no. I mean, I'm glad I didn't do Bug Buzz, but still. Or Max Flutter, bye. Oh, hang on, what did Kieran get? Ooh, okay, so we do have a couple of stacks. If you don't mind using one of your others for a stack attacker, then we could do that. But, that would be cool. Shibertooth, hello! Right, Mystical Fire. Excellent. Shibertooth, I'm adding you to the list because you joined yesterday, but you didn't get to play. And even if you're like, but I can't play today either, it's like, you're playing. Even if you can't play, you're playing. But hello. I tell you what, I'm just going to go with the Max Darkness here because I don't want to waste any PP. And, I mean, someone... Oh, come on! Kevin, did you end up joining this one? I'm kidding. But like, oh my gosh. Anything goes. Right, here we go. We want to catch everything. You don't have to keep them, but always catch them. Catch them. And let's do this thing. But yeah, but I realized I could do a speedy playthrough in Pokemon Diamond. That could be kind of cool. But the question is, Chimchar or Piplup? I think Chimchar is the answer, given the kind of playthrough I would end up needing to do. But it will, Sky, do you want to... I think the scientist is next anyway, but do you want to switch just in case? I don't know. just in case. I don't know. But no, I think if the scientist was before the next battle, wasn't it? But just in case it's not, you might want to take this. Plus, who doesn't love a pointless double switch? Or on Lara could have... Oh yeah, on Lara... Togetic was more super effective against a Grimmsnarl. But I'm going to allow it. Because I can't not allow it. Because I'm not in control. I am merely a stream host. The wing flap. Yes, the wing flaps are gone. Actually, on Lara you get bonus points because the wing flaps are gone. Yes. Yeah, but the thing about Togetic is Togetic isn't really like much of like a physical attacker. So even if you would have had like a super effective fairy move, it doesn't matter. Honestly, getting rid of Togetic's probably okay, a ground type. This is interesting. This is very interesting. I like it. Crud. Can you hear me now? No, I had OBS had a Am I still connected to everyone? Can you guys let me know what goes on in your fight? Let me know what goes on in your fight, because I think my whole internet disconnected then, or at least my laptop did. So I'm a bit concerned that the Switch might have disconnected as well. It seems to know that on Lara did a Max Flutter. Bye. So let me know. On Lara, did you do a Max Flutter? Did I do a Stone Edge? Did Sheridan Focus Blast, like, because, okay, Earth Power. These are pretty good move choices, so I'm assuming that they are indeed your move choices. I'm going to go the Brick Break here just because I really don't want to use another Stone Edge. But okay. Communicating. Do. Right, power swap. Oh dear, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Right, Max Lightning, very, very frightening me. Now, will Stunfisk change type here? Because I was wondering about that. Or is that the other Stunfisk? It's this Stunfisk! Okay. Right, Brick Break. More like a deep fake. It's interesting, because I think Terrain Pulse without the terrain might be stronger, but I don't know. Because, like, Focus Blast is kind of risky, and I think Terrain Pulse... hang on, what power is Terrain Pulse? I actually have no idea what power Terrain Pulse is. Oh, it's only 50? Oh, okay, no, so Focus Blast is the most powerful thing before Hyper... I mean, Hyper Beam is, like, the best thing, and... but okay. I thought Terrain Pulse was, like, I don't know, like at least like 70 or something. Maybe it like powers up when there is a terrain, a bit like Weather Ball. Like Weather Ball is only power 50, but then when a weather is up, it's like 100. So maybe, is Terrain Pulse like that? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like we should still, hopefully we are still connected here. Look at the MP, when we're in the pathways, just look at the NPCs just to make sure that everyone, you know, we don't have like generic like miner and dude on businessman on cell phone avatars and stuff. No, but it says your names on Lara. Okay, because my laptop did disconnect from the internet there, but I guess it was just a my laptop thing rather than a my internet thing. So, phew. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So, yeah, I don't think we need the Grimmsnarl. I don't know what's next. I can't, it's, I've forgotten what's next. In all the internet confusion, I have now forgotten what's on the final row. Was it like some electric type? Was it, there was like Luxray and Thingamajig, but we didn't do Luxray. What's on the final row? Oh, there is another scientist. That's kind of funny. But then there's also Maractus, and then, is that Hitmonchan? Oh, who do we go for? Do we go for the scientist and the backpacker for the sake of whimsy? We do have a ground move. It's either Maractus or Metang. Forgive me if Maractus is like the better choice here, but I think you could go for it, Kiba. Because, like, Metang wouldn't be bad. If you had a Metang wouldn't be awful. I mean, you have Blizzard, but it's like, it's an Exploud, you know, it should be a max Hailstorm. But, okay, no science. I was thinking, I know Kiba's, like, the one Dynamaxing, but, like, a max Hailstorm from an Exploud isn't exactly gonna, like, set the world on fire. So I was thinking. Plus, no. I was thinking maybe mathematically, even like a Max Strike could have been a bit stronger, but no, I think Max Hailstorm would still be stronger, but okay. Right, I'm gonna crunch more like a lunch. But there is a backpacker behind this, so I don't mind. Like maybe Maractus could have been, but Maractus would have been good against me. Although then again, so is Metang. Huh. Maybe Maractus might have been better. I thought... Kevin. Very good. But yeah, I mean, maybe Maractus would have been better if we, like, didn't go for the science, but this should be fine. It should be fine. Oh, it is the same as Weather Ball. Interesting. But the thing is, Stunfisk is good against... the thing is, Stunfisk and Galvantula are pretty good against... Thunderous, so we wouldn't have wanted to switch them. I'm obviously good against Thunderous, so it really was just if we wanted to like risk the Exploud. Keeper, I have never seen so many focus blasts hit. What is going on? Oh no. Okay. It can't have its stats lowered, so we are better with the ground move. But the thing is, we did half of its damage here, so hopefully we'll be able to 2-turn it. You went for Maractus. Yeah, I need shiny Maractus too. Why didn't I go for Maractus? I think it is just because I thought, like, we only stream on weekends now. We'll do some crazy science, but we'll go for Maractus next time. Right, there's we need a Focus Blast to hit here, or a Hyper Beam or something. Oh my gosh, 4 Focus Blasts! This is insane! No, it's okay, Sky. I kind of forget about Clear. I often forget about Clear Body. This is just one. It's just one of those times where you also had the stab as well. So I kind of thought, like, here's the thing: maths is annoying and it's complicated and stuff like that. If a battle is gonna be like, if you have like a non-stab Max Darkness or Phantasm, or Max Phantasm, and then you also have like a stab super effective move. I think if the battle is like 3 turns, it's good to do 1 to lower the stats, and then 2 of your stab things, right? But if you think a battle's only going to be 2 turns, like you should just go for like the stab twice. And so I think basically, like, but Metang's like, you know, I think what was kind of hard there is that was hard to know whether that was going to be a 2-turn or a 3-turn. To be honest, Focus Blast had no right, like, hitting twice there, to be honest. So, it's just, you know, I don't know. It was a funny thing. So don't worry. It's not a problem. But when it has Clear Body, obviously you just go for the stab. But, okay. I tell you what, I'm going to go for a Lumberry, because if I get paralyzed, I'll get cured. It means discharge won't affect me here. Like, I don't need to worry about discharge here. So that's my theory maker. 11 watching and 7 likes. Guys, I know we haven't beaten a boss yet, but if you haven't liked the video, now is a great time to click like on the video. Allows the items for Onlara, that sucks. But Satenchi, hi, welcome, happy Sunday. I haven't even talked about Nintendo Direct yet. I haven't even talked about the other thing that was taking me away from talking about the Direct yet. So, I've been doing my speedy playthroughs lately. I realized I could do one in Pokemon Diamond, like I have Pokemon Diamond with me, so I might do one in Pokemon Diamond. But here's the thing, after I do Pokemon Diamond, I might do Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and or Shining Pearl. I might even do both of them, which is crazy, I know. But hear me out here. So, in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, I think if I was doing a speedy playthrough, the best thing to do would be to play Pokemon Pearl and pick a Chimchar, and then also use the Palkia, because Palkia is amazing. But I don't have, like, I'm not deleting my Pokemon Pearl, which has like 999 hours and 59 minutes on it. I'm not doing that. But I have Pokemon Diamond is my one that I delete and replay over and over. So I would need to go with Dialga, which I think I still will do, but yeah, whatever. Oh, Rain Dance, more like give me a chance. I didn't know you love Sinnoh so much. I do like Sinnoh. I don't love Sinnoh, but I think it's one of those things where, or I like Sinnoh less than when I was a kid, because I've realized that the Sinnoh games are a bit plainer than you remember. A lot of what made Sinnoh amazing at the time was like all the new stuff in the games that has now either become obsolete or just become part of the game. Like, oh, the physical special split. And like, oh, now you play your games on 2 screens and all this other stuff that like just doesn't matter anymore. Foul play. Foul play. Right, Thunderous is getting desperate. Here comes a discharge. It doesn't affect Stunfisk. Right, we just gotta hope. No paralysis! Wow, that was impressive. I do need to have water, though. Tenchi is absolutely correct. Okay. But here's the thing. So, I'm kind of thinking, I don't know, with each game, I'm less familiar with, like, how to beat it quickly, kind of thing. Like, in Pokemon Blue, or Red and Blue, I knew, like, how to beat those games quickly. Like, I knew a bunch of the trainers that I needed to, like, look out for, or face, or avoid, or whatever. But with, like, Pokemon Sapphire, I kind of didn't really know that as well. Like, you know, the Team Aqua hideout, I had no idea, like, how to get through that thing. Anyway, we did it, guys, gals, non-binary pals. Stars and sparkles, sparkles and stars. Get those emojis in. You want to catch everything, you don't have to keep them, but you do have to catch them if you want a shiny. And if you have not clicked like on the video, now would be an amazing time to do so. Hang on, I'll just get Team 2 kind of ready. So Team 2, Stack Attacker, Kevin, Amelia, and Kieran. If you could please get ready, that would be fan-dabby-dozy, which means fantastic. But yeah, we should have at least 11 likes. So hopefully we do now. But right, but yeah, so in Pokemon Diamond, that's like both Chimchar and Piplup are like really good for the game. So I'm just sort of figuring out. I think I'm gonna go with Chimchar though. I think that'll be a bit better. Grimmsnarl is also not shiny. I didn't say Galvantula wasn't shiny, but you're not shiny. And Grimmsnarl's not shiny. Will we get a Skybo with the Metang? No. But will we get... Come on, please let me get... the slightly purple Thunderous! No! Dang, but I've been hunting for Thunderous since, like, February. Okay, so no sparkles there, no sparkles there, no sparkles there, and no sparkles there. Ooh, an adamant Galvantula, a quirky Grimmsnarl, a quiet Metang, and a naughty Thunderous. But the question is, who do we go for? I am going to go with the quirky Grimmsnarl, because that's a pretty quirky choice, if you ask me. So there we go. Lovely. If speed is the name of the game, Chimchar would be best high attacks, high speed. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Piplup is like slow in the early game and fast in the late game, but I think by the time you get to the late game, it's like, well, I'm gonna be like higher leveled than a typical speedrunner because I am gonna fight more trainers because I'm gonna like bump into people more accidentally and stuff like that, and I'm gonna catch the Dialga and use that as well. So, you know, it's fine. So yeah, but the thing is about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, they have like different TMs available at different points. Like once you get to Veilstone City, you just get like all the best TMs in the game. And so basically, it's like, if I did Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, it's a very different playthrough. Yes, the gym leaders are better, but you get better TMs and stuff as well. And I can actually try out both Pokemon, because I could do one playthrough in Shining Pearl and one playthrough in Shining Diamond, Brilliant Diamond. And so I could do, like I said, like, oh, I'd have like Chimchar paired with Palkia and Empoleon paired with like Dialga or something like that. That could actually be a good way to do it. Yeah, so I think I might actually do like each game. I think I might do all three of those games. I'm kind of excited by this idea now. And the thing about the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl is, well, actually no, maybe not. No, actually no. Oh, I might not be able to do this. I was like, I would be able to use the Jirachi and the Mew, but actually, if I'm doing it on a different profile, I might not be able to. So, I'm gonna have to see about that one. But yeah, so we'll have to see. I actually might not be able to use them now that I'm thinking about it, because I'd be playing them on a different profile. But nevertheless, you get the idea. So, you never claimed the Mew and the Jirachi, Xander, like the hammer on yourself. Like, don't make me delete that comment. Okay, welcome back, but I am sorry about that yesterday. Would you like to keep a record of where you found Thunderous? Yes. So anyway, Bark. Team 2, we'll talk about the direct in a sec, hang on. So Kevin, Amelia, Kieran, please come on down. Oh yeah, you waited until you got the Switch 2 since you were told the resets are a little faster. Wait, resets? Wait, resets? Can they be shiny? They're not shiny locked? Wait, I'm confused. Wait, hold on a minute. By the way, you finally got your Switch 2 yesterday. Oh, congrats, yay. Sorry, Virizion. Sorry, I missed your comment about Virizion. Sorry, I saw a comment about like Mew and Jirachi and... Sorry, Virizion. Oh, well, good luck with that, because Virizion's the one I need. Sorry, and you're probably now going to have a comment saying no, Virizion. But But yes. Oh, no, you told me to scroll up, which is exactly what I then did do. And I didn't see you saying scroll up because I had scrolled up. But okay. But yes, charm resetting. Oh, that's good. Sorry, never mind. Ignore me. Virizion is not shiny locked. That is correct. Maybe someday I'll do that, but man, just every time I do these like archaic shiny hunts, like yesterday, like the past 2 days doing this Spinder, just as a painful reminder of why I didn't get into shiny hunting until like the Switch, basically. Okay. So, chat, my lovely chat, Team 2, Kevin, Amelia, Kieran, please come on down. Make sure you're connected to the internet. Maybe I should have done a reset or whatever, but we're going to do Stack Attacker. So let's do this thing. So, here we go. Stack Attacker. 0914 1131. So 0914 1131. That's the code. Ready, set, bow. Here we go. And there we go. But no. Okay. So, but yeah, so I'm kind of thinking I might do like a diamond, a shining pearl, and a like diamond, shining pearl, and brilliant diamond. I might do like all three. And one thing I might do in those games is I might get, there's like a trade Kadabra you can get that's like very OP. And I might kind of utilize the experience share a bit. And I might get a Pokemon or two that could kind of be helpful along the way. That could help kind of overcome some of the like hurdles and barriers that one might face in these. Like for example, like having a Chimchar against Crash Awake isn't a great idea. Against like his Gyarados. So maybe there's like, maybe I could get like a Pachirisu or something. And like by the time I get to Crash Awake, it will be an okay enough level where I can Thunderbolt and Lightning very, very frightening it or something. I don't know, we'll see. We're 16.9 for null. Yeah, on Lara, we'll do some maths in a minute and figure out how wild or not that is. Because there are certain things where, like, say if the odds of, ground and fighting are excellent and then water is okay as well. Azumarill's not really great, though, but, oh well. Let's quickly do a 16.9. Hang on. Oh, wait, no, that's 169,000. Hopefully you haven't done that many. Grovyle does have Brick Break, and Exploud does have Focus Blast, I guess. I would say Focus Blast is better, but either way, it doesn't matter. Ooh, okay. 69, I'm just going to double check this. Yeah, okay, so basically the odds of this happening on Lara are like 1.6%. So you are phenomenally unlucky with this, but... right, hang on. Grapploct is fighting. Oh, and then there is a and then there's Girder, and there is a different ground type, but it's just a Whiscash. So maybe we want to do the Grapploct and then the Girder. There is some science, but then there's also a Hitmontop. I will say this. I do think we could science, but I'm wondering if... Oh, okay, no. Kieran, you can do the science, but if your science is bad, you have to take the Hitmontop, okay? I will keep my Azumarill. I was going to say I could science my Azumarill, but my Azumarill's like okay for Stack Attacker. So here's my theory, my game theory. Let's keep Beheeyem, because Beheeyem is good against fighting types. And then... I'm just trying to think, what's the best way to do this? Yeah, let's get rid of Magneton first, because Magneton is bad against fighting. And then we can either get rid of the Beheeyem after the second fight, or... Yeah, let's get rid of Beheeyem after the second fight. Kieran can then do the science. And then, if it's good science, I'll switch for Hitmontop. If it's bad science, Kieran switches to Hitmontop. Does that sound like a plan? And then we can talk about the direct. Because once we have a plan locked in, like, we'll all be good. Does that sound good, though? But yes. Katie, hello. Not that one, no. But welcome. If anyone has not yet clicked like on the video, now would be an amazing time to do so. But let's see. Oh, hang on, is Jill here as well? Jill, hi, welcome, welcome. Where did you join? Oh my gosh, hang on, there's loads of chat. I cannot promise if you go past 20k if it comes to it. That is just excessive. Let's do the math for 20,000. Hold on. Oh wait, no. I'll do the math for it in a sec. Topsy-turvy. Okay. We're all doing great here. We're nearly done with this battle. Oh, shiny Grapploct would be good. I'd love for someone to get a shiny Grapploct. Right, let's... 20... Okay, if you were at 20,000, that's like 0.75%. So the odds of you doing 20,000 resets and not having a single shiny, like imagine if you got a shiny and then you just kept going past. If you did 20,000 resets, the odds of you doing 20,000 resets without a shiny are 0.75%. It's not as bad as the 1 in 256 glitch, but you'd be on your way to that. The thing I always like to do, see, here's the thing. When you were at, say, let me go back. Let me just go back and let me just do some quick like thousands for you, right? So, oh crud, hang on. Right, so Magneton, you are out of there. Let's get rid of Magneton. Right, I am good without it. But yeah, hang on. Let me just do a quick, you know, like several thousand, right? So like when you got to like 4,000, you know, the odds of you not having a shiny at that point. Oh, and then so Gerda to the right, and then there's the scientist, and then there's Hitmontop. So lovely, lovely stuff. So when you did like 4,000 resets, the odds of you of not having a shiny were about like 37.5%, right? When you got to like 8,000. So, and again, 30 odd percent, that basically it's like more likely than a Thunder missing. We've all had Thunders miss, right? So if you go 8,000, that you're about 14% there. That's about the odds of like a Fire Blast missing. Again, we've all had like a Fire Blast miss. Like when you use Fire Blast, you're very aware of the fact that, this could miss. When you hit 12,000, that's about 5%, which is the odds of like a Tackle missing. Again, Tackle isn't as risky as like a Fire Blast, like it is more of a sure thing, but we have had Tackle miss, and it's like, oh, my Tackle miss. And usually like quite early in the game, like we've had a Tackle miss before we get to Viridian City. But once you get to 16,000, that is like 2%, and that's when it's like, I don't know, there aren't many things which are like sort of 98% in Pokemon. You know, there aren't many things. Then you have to get into like encounter rates or something like that. Like, oh, have you ever encountered this Pokemon in the grass? And it might be like, no, I haven't, and that's it. But, oh crud, yeah, Whiscash has Belch. Oh, we've messed up. But hang on, let me scroll back. For reference, each 1,000 takes about but over 11 hours minimum. Yeah, that's pretty wild. That is pretty wild. So again, I know sometimes I say these things where I'm kind of like, 4,000 is this. I know it's not easy. I have also said in the past, like, I know it's easy for me to say, like, oh, it's easy for me to say, like, oh, keep going or whatever. Again, whereas like the spin, you know, I was beginning to get like a little bit fed up with the spinders yesterday, just because I was like, mathematically I should get it, like last night I was like, mathematically I should get it tonight, but I was like, but if I have to go into like Sunday and I'm still doing it, that sucks. All right, Amelia, Beheum, Beheum, Gerda. But anyway, Amelia switch, it's time for Gemma to do the Beheum and Gerda switch. Ba-do-do-do, nicely done. And then cool. And then this is good. One thing that will suck in this next battle is we are going to get hit by Intimidate, but hopefully that won't be a problem. But let's see what Kieran gets, and then if it's good science, I can switch for Hitmontop. If it's bad science, then Kieran has a Hitmontop in waiting. So that Screech helped a lot. It did. Let's see. Oh, Serena, that's rubbish. It has acrobatics, so it's quite good for this fight. But yeah, you should switch to the Hitmontop here. I will just stick with a Azumarill, and that'll be fine. You three will have to do the heavy lifting, though. So, yeah. I think my horde hunting took about, like, 9 or so hours in the end. I'm not sure. I kind of lost track. I am just going to have leftovers here, I think. And then that's fine. So, yeah. You said that back when I was at 10k. It's part of what convinced me to keep going. That was always 7k. Yeah, I did. I did. But hang on. Let me just see. Okay, sorry. I've got very behind on chat and all kinds of things. Still haven't talked about the Direct. I think I've maybe finished talking about playing various Sinnoh games. I think, maybe. Okay. I've got a month till Legends Arceus. I need some games to fill it with. And one thing that's hard, just one thing I'll say that's hard. There are a lot of games that I could replay and stuff like that, but I'm kind of like, it's probably worth me waiting for, like, there are a bunch of games where it's like, I could replay them, but it wouldn't really be worth me playing them until I got a Switch 2. So, like, for example, if I wanted to replay Breath of the Wild, there's a part of me which is like, but wouldn't you just want to wait till you get a Switch 2 and then get that upgrade pack? Like, maybe it would be nicer and better if you played it that way, like same with Tears of the Kingdom. You know, and then like, oh, I could play Mario Wonder again, but that has like a Switch 2, upgrade, and then now they're doing like an add-on thing. We'll talk about that in a bit. Because that's part of the presentation. But that just has like a base upgrade for, like, you know, a little kind of free upgrade for Switch 2. Same with Mario Odyssey. Like, there are just a lot of games that I have that, like, have some kind of Switch 2 upgrade for them, or where people say, like, oh, it's much better to play on Switch 2. Like, it does just get a bunch of inherent boosts and buffs for it. You know, I never played Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. And it's a game that, like, last year I thought, like, I would maybe get for Christmas, like, this year. But, like, I probably want to just wait and play that on a Switch 2, because, like, that got a Switch 2 upgrade. You know, if again, I'm doing all these speedy playthroughs and stuff, maybe I could do a speedy replay through of Scarlet and Violet. But I would want to do that on a Switch 2. So, this is kind of, like, a lot of my games that I could, like, replay or something are like, yeah, but it'd be better on a Switch too. So, you've heard people say that F7R runs better on Switch 2 than PS4. Ooh, that's interesting. Right, acrobatics. Of course, you get hit by all 3 triple axles. I know, it sucks. So, who thought it was a good idea to add swagger into DAs? Well, if you have any Pokemon with own tempo, you can do some fun shenanigans. But, ooh, Keeper, you've got a shiny already. That's pretty cool, though. Congrats. Flabébé. Getting Flabébé was a very annoying shiny to get in Scarlet and Violet. And I'm so glad they had that, like, event for it. Because I did get the white Flabébés, or Floettes, or whatever. But that was, like, really annoying. And if I'd had to do that for, like, all 5 of them, that would have just sucked. But let's see what we've got. A month till... Oh, sorry. Did I say Legends Arceus? I meant Legends ZA. If I did say Arceus, I meant ZA. If I just said Legends, I meant... If I just said Legends, I meant ZA. If I said Arceus, I meant ZA. And if I said Legends Arceus, I meant Legends ZA. I do apologize. But yeah, I've got 1 month until... But that's the thing. So they're just like a bunch of these games I have where, like, I could... Or, like... I wanted to replay Fire Emblem Engage, but I really don't know what to do about that now, because it's like, I want to both do the I want to get the DLC, but, like, that costs money, and I don't have money. So, Karen, you're gonna switch. Karen, time for Serena to be ditched. Nice. Excellent. Love it. Oh, on Lara, hang on. You did find online that the Zacian Zamazenta distribution, which is the new, had separate cards for them, so it makes sense as... for stores to let people have 1 of each. Oh, okay. Okay, if they... I can't remember... Oh, yeah, those did have separate codes, didn't they? Here's the thing about this, though. Like, and they've been doing this a lot with, like, Scarlet and Violet. They have they have like separate codes for the games, but I don't. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Because they have had a bunch of like when they've had like Scarlet and Violet anniversary stuff. They've had a lot of like, oh, if you type in the code like Scarlet, you know, Scarlet something in Scarlet, you get an item, and if you type in Violet something in Violet, you get an item. But you can't get the item in. You can't get the Violet item in Scarlet, and you can't get the Scarlet item in Violet. They have been doing that a lot, so I maybe that's what they'll do for the maybe that's what they'll do for. That's it. If they do have separate codes, if they have like Koraidon for Scarlet players and Violet for Miraidon players, then maybe they will be willing to give you like one of each, and that would probably be like the best scenario. But if they just give you one code, and if you enter it on a Scarlet, you get Koraidon, and if you enter it on a Violet, you get a Miraidon, then if they do something like that, I think they would only give you one. But yeah, if they did have separate codes, like here's a code for Koraidon, and even if it's like it only works on Scarlet, and here's a code for Miraidon, and it only works on Violet. If they had something like that, then like that could work. Okay. But yes. But one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my like Nintendo Switch case because it has some little card holders, and I'm gonna like bring my Switch, and I will physically bring my Scarlet and Violet game cards, so I can be like, look, I have both games. I have both of my games with me, and you can see on my Switch profile that I have Scarlet and Violet. So not just that I have, you know, I didn't just insert a copy of Violet for 2 seconds. Like, I've brought a copy of Violet with me. Like, like if you think I've just borrowed someone's copy for like 2 seconds, no, this is my copy. So that's my plan. Anyway, well done, Team 2. Sky, I know it's because Sky's here, and yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, and it's the Nightbot 22-minute game. I never say the Nightbot 22. I used to like always be like, it's the Nightbot 22. I never do the Nightbot 20. So thank you all for still doing the Nightbot 22-minute game, because it's genuinely helpful for me to see like a bunch of you guys posting it, even though I never actually acknowledge it out loud. So, right, let's see what we've got here, shall we? You guys are so quick. No shinies. Grapplocked is a no, but it is a girl, so that's kind of fun. Gerda is not shiny. Hitmontop is also not shiny. But will we get the Golden Stack Attacker? No. Okay. But I did get a shiny last weekend, so let's just check the old no sparkles there, no sparkles there, no sparkles there. And let's check Nature's Quick. Relaxed, quiet, relaxed, and bold, but not rash. So yeah, okay. What even is relaxed? Is it like speed down, special defense up? Defense up, sorry, my bad. So which of these is a better relaxed Pokemon? I guess the Grapplocked? I don't really know. But there we go. Chat, we need to figure out teams 3 and 4. Here's what I'm gonna do. Could you please, so we've got Celesteela and Nihilego. Could you please let me know, like, so let's just say, like, Strike, I can do, like, Let's like do this for like the format. So let's see who can do Celesteela, who can do Nihilego, and then let me know if you have the ticket. But put a space between the words I and have, like me. So but if you are able to let me know, ready, set, bow. Let me know who you can do. We'll try and figure out teams 3 and 4 now. I know we had a bunch of people who could only do Celesteela and not do Nihilego. But yeah, okay, so let's get on Lara in on this. We will need to hurry, though. We'll need to be quick. We'll have to use our best Pokemon and best moves possible. Because I was saying, Onlara could do Celesteela, Sky could do Celesteela before. Okay, Kiba can do Nihilego, and you have the Celesteela ticket. Okay, that's interesting. See, that's it. Only Kevin can do... That's it. Kevin can't do Nihilego, but can do... So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe, like, say Kevin is a better candidate than Kiba for Nihilego. So then I think that... Kieran would, like, need to be on Nihilego because of the ticket. So Kieran's, like, in for the Nihilego. Oh, Sabertooth! Sabertooth! Oh, right. Oh, but Sky can do... Oh, okay, hang on. Hang on. Hang on a minute. So, let's see... Okay, hang on a minute. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, here's what I've got. Let me know if this sounds good and makes sense. And I do apologize just because we do have a lot of people here. And so, you know, this isn't ideal, but it's what we have to deal with. So, Team 3, I've got Onlara, Sabertooth, and Kevin. And then Team 4, I've got Kieran, Kiba, and Sky. And then Team 5, like, we'll have to have Amelia in Team 5. Because that will, like, balance everything out. And we'll probably have to have, like, Sabertooth in Team 5. So I'm just going to put you two preliminarily in Team 5 for now. But if we do that, that balances everything out, okay? So I'll say that again for good measure. I do apologize here. So Team 3, Celesteela, I'll be hosting. And this is going to be Onlara, Sabertooth, and Kevin. So please get ready. You guys will be up in like 30 seconds. And then Team 4, in about 25 minutes from now, is going to be a Kieran-hosted Nihilego. And so that's going to feature Kieran. And then Kiba and Skywatcher, okay? So Kieran, Kiba, Skywatcher, lots of Ks, like KK, Skay, is going to be Team 4. And then Team 5, just because they weren't in like the first two, Amelia. And then, so we'll try and get Amelia in on whatever we do for Team 5, and we'll try and get Sabertooth in for Team 5 as well. And if we do that, that'll balance everything out, and then we'll have one slot open, and that can be for someone else. So, Team 3, Onlara, Sabertooth, and Silver Kevin, please come on down. Let's do this thing nice and quickly. So please make sure you are connected to the internet. Make sure you talk to the nice scientist lady. Make sure that if she says about your notes or anything like that, you say anything goes, but I say Celesteela, because that's what we said, right? Team 3 Celesteela. It's like a Skarmory. Fire and electric are what it's weak to. Not ice. Don't pick ice. Okay. So 0914... and then 1153, is that okay? 09141153. That's the code. Here we go. Ready, set, bow. And here we go. Lily and Donkey Kong. Hello, welcome, welcome. Lovely to see you. If, after we just beat that previous boss, you did not click like on the video, now would be an amazing time to do so. It really does help out the channel. So let's see who we got. Zach is currently the #1 fan, along with Sabertooth and Onlara and, is that Kieran? I don't know. And Tenchi, and Jill, and Sky, and Xander. Okay, you're all tied for... There are 10 people tied for first place, okay? Oh, and then everyone's in. Everyone's in. Which means I have to hurry up. Oh, hang on. No, wait. So we should have at least 15 likes. So maybe like 16 or 17, hopefully. Anyway, we do have 2 electric types here. I'm going to go for Pincurchin because it has the electric surge. And it means Luxray does not ever need to use electric terrain because Pincurchin sets up the terrain. But Luxray and Pincurchin are like a dream team. 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 A dream. Dream team. Thank you, Onlara. Good golly gosh. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Anyway. Oh, was Kevin trying to leave it for Sabertooth? Is that why you were doing it? Anyway. Right. I know, but we always got to pick the thing that's best, because otherwise you then pick things that don't... Otherwise you get things that don't work. Let's see. Right, are there any electric or fire or... Okay, oh, there is electric on the top right. What is that? Electabuzz! Let's get the Electabuzz in the top right. So that wasn't my best Electabuzz impression, but it was still pretty, pretty solid. So, Shibertooth, you're getting an Electabuzz. No ifs, no buts, no coconuts, I'm afraid. But see, I would argue a good person would pick the best Pokemon because that is what is strongest for the team. And I would argue what's strongest for the team is like the nicer thing to do. I think trying to get a faster team so that Onlera doesn't have to stress about whether this Dynamax adventure is going to go on too long before Community Day is being nice. So that's my philosophy, my game philosophy. Okay, so I am going to use a Thunder, more like a blunder. But no, I know what you mean though. Don't worry, I'm kidding. But I would just say that is a very good. It is a very good example of what does it mean to be a nice person or a good person, because there are different things at play in life sometimes, and so sometimes like being nice isn't a straightforward thing. I do think often like being nice is quite a simplistic thing, but I think often like weighing up what is a nicer thing is kind of hard because a lot of factors come into play. Anyway, we haven't talked about this direct, have we? Who is excited for the Super Mario Galaxy movie where Chris Pratt goes to space? Isn't that just Passengers? I don't know. I never watched that movie. Okay. Oh, we're going to get an ability change here. But honestly, that's not a terrible change. You do have a fire move, which isn't... No, in fairness... But it's not a stab fire move, which is what you would have had with the thingamajig. I think Avalanche should be better than Rock Slide, right? But we'll see how it goes. Right, here's Max Lightning, very, very frightening. Yes, also, that crit was not nice. I agree. That's an easy thing to say, whether it's nice or not. But yeah, so we had the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Now, chat, let's discuss this very quickly for those of you who are Mario fans. Are you happy that we're getting a let me finish my question here. Are you happy we're getting a Super Mario Galaxy movie now as the second movie, or do you think it would have served better as a third movie? Because I wanted a Super Mario Galaxy movie, but I always thought it was going to be like the third one. I thought we were going to get some other, like a Super Mario World movie or something, right? Because they teased Yoshi. So I thought we could have had because also one thing is, in some ways we didn't get to like see a whole lot of the Mushroom Kingdom in some ways in the first movie. It's just one of those, like, we haven't really seen Luigi operate in the Mushroom Kingdom in the first movie, right? So I just think that we could have easily had a second movie that's still kind of in the Mushroom Kingdom, and that would have been pretty cool. And then the third movie, and we could have had like Daisy and Wario and Waluigi and Bowser Jr. Like, there are a lot of characters who could have been introduced in a sort of more Mushroom Kingdom centric movie. And so I always kind of hoped that Mario Galaxy would be like the third thing they go to. It's like, well, the first two are like, the first one's getting into the Mushroom Kingdom. The second one is like, also because we've got electric types, do we want to just go against a Pukumuku here? That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's my theory, my game. Also, Vespiquen has the pressure ability and is a real pain in the butt to deal with when you are trying to conserve your PP. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not, like, unhappy, but, and it means we're going to get Rosalina. We'll talk about that in a second. But I just think they could have done some stuff with, like, the Mushroom Kingdom a bit more, and we could have had, like, Bowser. I think, like, Bowser Jr. could have been, like, a really good addition to a second movie, or, like, Wario and Waluigi. We could have had, like, Daisy introduced or something like that. We're going to be getting Rosalina, which is cool, but still, so I did that. So that's just kind of my thought about I kind of always hoped Galaxy would be like a third movie, but we'll have to see. But yeah. So hang on, let me just see what people said about that, because I did see a Kevin comment. You're very, very rusty. Well, Sabertooth, there's one rule that you can always remember. Rusty or not, stab! On Lara, still haven't seen the first Mario movie. It depends on how big of a fan of Mario you are, because you said about like growing up with like PlayStation and stuff. The more of a Mario fan you are, like there's a bit of a weird duality to it in a way, because the more of a Mario fan you are, the more you can enjoy it. But obviously, there are then like more things you could get annoyed about or whatever. But I think things like, if you're like very familiar with like the Mario music, like the score of that movie is incredible, ignoring all the weird random like pop songs they include in it and stuff. Oh, thunder, more like a blunder. But yeah, so, but it does have very weird pacing issues. The beginning is nicely paced, like them getting into the Mushroom Kingdom, but then once they're in the Mushroom Kingdom, it's very weirdly paced. I liked a lot of the voice acting performances. There's one that I didn't like, and they weren't announced as coming back into this movie, and to be honest, I'm glad about that. So anyway, so Mario Galaxy, but we are getting the movie. Again, it is a shame that all we had is a teaser, but then again, we are still like over 6 months out from the movie, so having only a teaser at this point is kind of par for the course, really. But yeah, I've got the list of direct things in front of me. Pokopia! Actually, no, I should probably talk about Mario more first, to be honest. But I've said it now, Pokopia, where you play as a Ditto, and it's like Animal Crossing or something. Who's excited for that? I'm not like excited for it, but I'm sort of excited for other people for it, because I thought it looked quite interesting and cool, and for what it is. It's not like my thing, but for what it is, I think it looked cool and fun and nifty. So yeah. Do we still want to diner with you almost dead? Let's see who the opponent is, and then, oh yeah, it's I would say yes, and I'll tell you for, I'll still say yes, and I'll tell you for why. There's kind of like no real harm in it. Like there's not real, like having a Sand Slash, Dynamax isn't really gonna do anything. Like, it can set up the hail, which would kill you. It would use a steel move, which isn't very effective, or it could use a rock move, which has no stab and would set up a sandstorm that would kill you. So there's not really any benefit to. Whereas if it doesn't target you, like a Max Darkness could actually be quite helpful. So I would say still Dynamax. Because, and it could also buy us, even if you do die on like a turn 2, it means we have 2 turns to like, you know, try and like play this thing out. Now, what is better between, see, is a Thunder with terrain, but not very effective, stronger than a Hydro Pump? I'm going to just go with Hydro Pump to play it safe, but I would say still go for it. I think if we had like a better Pokemon in 4th place, like I do agree that like you're nearly dead, maybe don't bother going for it. But let's just see. Maybe it won't go for you. Maybe you can get a Max Darkness in first. Like even if you Dynamax and then it kills you, I feel like we're not really going to lose anything. And we have a team of like, we have like, oh, this is just used Helping Hand. So there we go. It like wasted, it just, oh, Max Strike. Okay. I was thinking of Max... Oh, no. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't have a dark move, does it? I'm thinking of Bolton. Why doesn't Luxray have Crunch in this mode? Why doesn't it have Crunch? Why? But look, see, look, we've just done like half the health here. So maybe we might be able to get the KO in here. Just do a Helping Hand again. Alright, Shadow Sneak, can we get a crit? If we get like 1 crit here. 1 crit. Yeah, sorry, I always forget. Luxray's the one that looks like it should have Crunch the most out of all of them. Out of like Boltund, Manectric, and Luxray's the one where you're like, oh, well, surely Luxray has Crunch, right? Nope, it's Boltund. Okay. Oh, we didn't get the KO. Okay, but hopefully we can get it here. Maybe a shout. Oh no, it's a reset. But here's the thing: even if it KOs you here, like, then it means that Sabertooth will be doing the Dynamaxing. So Sabertooth, you'll be switching. Oh, with that crit. No, that just got the KO. Dang, nice. Okay, so we want to catch this Shibertooth. So you have the Sand Slash, right? So you're going to be switching for Electabuzz here. Either whoever's got the Sand Slash, they're switching for Electabuzz. But we should have a good solid team here, so this is pretty cool. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Very nice, I like it. But yeah, Pokopia, playing as a Ditto. It should be pretty cool. So it looks cute. I think it has the potential to be a quite strong... It has a potential to be like quite a strong game. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about Rosalina. I said I was going to talk about Rosalina. If they're having a Mario Galaxy movie, they've got to have Rosalina in it. And if they have Rosalina, that means we got to have some speculation about who's going to be playing Rosalina. One of my first thoughts was, and I did see someone else say this as well, so I know I'm not original for saying this, but Vanessa Kirby, she's pretty hot right now with the Fantastic Four and everything. They could go full English with her, and she could be English, and then that could dictate how she's voiced in the games in the future. Or they could just have her do American, because she did American for Fantastic Four. But I think someone like her could be a good shout for it. Just putting that out there now. I still think if we get that Donkey Kong movie that was rumored, we could still have like a Tom Holland and Zendaya, Diddy and Dixie. I'm just throwing that out there again. I have said that one in the past, but throwing that out there again for the old Predictorinos. Yeah. Not looking forward to Celesteela using Earthquake. That's true, but here's the thing. I actually think we're all going to be so fast here, and so because the thing, all of our attacks are going to get powered up by the terrain. So I think we might be able to just one-shot this thing before it can even use an Earthquake. That's my prediction. I wouldn't be surprised if we can KO this before it even gets to use Earthquake. But let's see. What makes a good English accent? Being natively from England is a pretty good guarantee. But there are too many things to go into to really break it down. Because the thing is, English accents are very complicated, is the thing. And that's basically one of the main reasons why people mess up English accents is because they don't realize how complicated English accents are and how complicated the English accent is. And that's like the biggest foible. People just think that people think they kind of know it, but it's obvious they really don't know it. Is the biggest thing about the English accent. Oh, we were so close. Can we get some paralysis at least? Mystical fire. Oh, so close. Right, he'll use a smackdown on you. But there's the smackdown. And then there's the flash cannon. But no earthquakes, so that's pretty nifty. Although that sucks. Special defense down, not fun. Right, thunder, more like a blunder. But yeah, so the English accent is a very complex thing just because English language is a very complex thing. But I would say one of the biggest mistakes is people just underestimating it and assuming that they know it. Oh yeah, I kind of know what it is. It's like, no, you don't. And that's kind of thing. And you can hear the people who like get it, the people who have really like immersed themselves in English accents, and the people who just kind of have a vague idea of what it is. Oh, hello there, you know, or whatever. Like, it always comes through immediately. Stars and sparkles, sparkles and stars! Well done, Team 3. Very nicely done. Let me just bring up Team 4 so that we can keep speeding merrily along. So, Kiba, Kieran, and Skywatcher, I will be with you soon, okay? So, Kiba, Kieran, Skywatcher, please get ready now. Right, Koffagrigus is not shiny. But I don't need one. I got one on Pokemon Go, so hey-ho. But I do need Pyukumuku. Ow. I want a Pyukumuku. Will we get the Electabuzz? No. But will we get the White Bamboo Celesteela? No. Dang. Okay. So Koffagrigus, no. No Sparkles there, no Sparkles there, no Sparkles there. But good question about the English accent. I'm sorry I can't answer it better. It's just, there's so much to go into about it. One of the main things, I'll give you this as well. One of the main things where people trip up on an English accent, this is one of the easy like ways to spot, like filter out the like, you know, 90 to 95% who like get it wrong or whatever. A lot of like American people doing English accents don't understand that there are like two different A sounds in English. So, for example, if I say a word like father or path, there's like an R sound to it. Whereas if I say a word like pathogen, which is similar to path, but if I say a word like pathogen or attack, or ladder or something like that, then I'm saying it with like an ah sound. So there's the short, sharp ah, and there's the sort of more drawn out ah sound. Like when you go to the doctor and you put the thing on your tongue that's like say ah. But so English accents have those two a sounds, and a very important part of that is knowing when to use each one. But there's not really a hard and fast rule of when to use them. The general idea is if you have a sort of almost like a sort of like a double consonant after the A, that's when it's a short, sharp A. So like ladder, bladder. Whereas if you have a word like blader, like a word like blader, it like has like an A. Whereas like, but because like bladder is like DD, it's like ah sort of thing. But like blader has like an A sound instead of an R sound. So the A sound is shared between the A sound. A word like blader is like the same in like American and British English, but a word like father, or ladder or attack or something, can be different. So anyway. Right. Anyways, what? Hang on. We got mild, quirky, mild again, and calm. I'm gonna go with the mild Electabuzz, the Luxray that never was for Sabertooth, and I do apologize. But yeah, I won't traumatize Kevin any further. So we saved the game. Welcome back. On Lara, have a very wonderful community day if you have not left already. So, would you like us to keep a record of where you found Celesteela this time? I will say yes. So, Kieran is going to be hosting the next one. So, this is Kiba, Kieran, and Sky, with Kieran hosting. So, make sure you're connected to the internet. Make sure you talk to the nice lady. Make sure that you say that anything goes. And then Kieran is going to give us a code. Oh, hang on. Oh, okay. Right. Sorry. So hang on. Sorry. I just had an important text. Okay, sorry. Kieran probably has typed in the code. Sorry, I just had like an important text there. 54184386, and I just needed to like reply to it as well. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, on Lara's still here. Yay. Okay. Like bye on Lara, but I don't have to leave here. I said bye on Lara. But there we go. Shibertooth, you really do need to just get a bunch of Herba Mystica, go to the DLC place, and get yourself some Shink. If you have the DLC in Scarlet and Violet, if you have the Scarlet Violet DLC, shiny Shinxes are an attainable thing. I suppose also if you have Legends Arceus, it's very attainable in that game as well. That's also the other one I'd recommend. Right, this is Nihilego, who's very weak to ground and then steel, water, and psychic, so I'm going to go with Cramorant. Heatmore does have Fire Lash, which is kind of an interesting choice. But obviously Scald with Colossal is good as well. And then Metang is Steel, so that's perfect. Okay, and Psychic, but there we go. Right. Right, there is a Rock type reaction. Okay, so let's see. Hitmontop. Okay, Hitmontop has a ground move and it does have Intimidate. Although, Lairon is Steel, so maybe we want to go left because like Wailmer and Lairon. Because like Flygon's just not very good. I know. But then there's Water on the top. Ah, crap. Sorry, that was a Palpitoad in the top right corner. So maybe going to the right would have been better with the Hitmontop and the Flygon and the Palpitoad. But I feel like Wailmer and Lairon is actually going to be a better team here. So actually, I think this is okay. Yeah, I think left is fine. Oh, no, I'm okay, Amelia. Don't worry. If you're talking about like the text and stuff, that's okay. Right, okay. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Throat Chop here. So I might have to. I might have to just like leave the room for like a minute or so in, I don't know, like the next 10 minutes or something. Okay, so if I do have to like pause or leave or something, just I apologize. Hopefully it's not too in the middle of a battle or anything like that. We'll see how it goes. This Realm better not do the Endure nonsense, so I'm gonna fight with... I know, right? Like, yeah. Like, the... Actually, hang on a bit. Right. Right. Yeah, so, Right, Flamethrower, Monica Flamethrower. Does the Whelm have Thick Fat, or does it have the other ability? I can't remember. To be honest, Flamethrower is still probably a good choice, just, like, you know, chance of burning it, get some damage in, stuff like that. Okay, anyway, sorry. So let's get back to, sorry, again, just like my phone and stuff. But anyway, the direct. So, oh yeah, so I said yesterday, my opinions on the direct, I thought the Mario stuff was like pretty okay, pretty decent, and then the other stuff was like kind of okay. So like just overall, like there were a lot of games which we already like knew were coming to like the Switch 2, but we didn't really like learn a whole lot new about them. So we saw things like, you know, I don't know, like Hades 2 and Persona 3 or whatever, but we didn't really learn a lot more about them. And games like Tomodachi Life, which were, like Tomodachi Life was announced like, what, like half a year ago or something like that at this point? Over that, but like we still don't really know anything about it. They didn't really tell us anything about it, so it was just kind of like, oh, okay. And like the Super Mario Bros. Wonder, like extra Switch 2 content, that's like very sort of multiplayer party kind of game type stuff. That looks fine, but it's like I probably wouldn't get that though, just because I don't have a whole lot of friends to sit on a couch with and play games with or whatever. Maybe it has an online mode, but it's still kind of same thing. So Colossal. Should we get rid of Colossal? Colossal switch, Colossal switch, Colossal switch, Colossal switch. Let's get rid of... okay. Maybe I'm gonna get rid of, Cramor... Wait. No, I pressed the A button! I wanted to switch! Because, like, Cramorant's better than Wailmer. Ah, crud. Okay, Lairon and... Oh, but there is, like, Lairon and Psychic, so... Okay, no, this is fine. Okay, this is fine. We could have... Okay. Sorry. Sorry, because basically we're all good against Annihilego except for Colossal. So I was expecting Colossal to switch, but I hadn't really sort of said that again since like our initial choices. And then, but basically no. But here's what we can do. I feel like if I switched here, right? Because I only have dive, so that's like not very good. So I think if I switch here, right? If I switched for this Lairon and then Sky switched for like the Indeedee, that could be really good. And then that would work. Because then we'd have like water types and psychic types and steel types and all that. So does that sound okay? Sorry, I didn't make a plan. And then I did press the button though. I did press it. I pressed it when there was still like 2 seconds left. It just didn't like register, but... on Lara, thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful community day. Good luck and have a wonderful week. I actually don't even know what Flabébés are appearing today. I don't know if it's like the 3 that can appear, like the one for your region, orange and white, or if it's like only the white ones, or if you get the others in like research or whatever. I actually don't know how today works. But yeah, hammer the button. But yeah. But there was still some cool... You know, I mean, there are things like the Dragon. It's cool that we're getting Dragon Quest, although that's a remake. And as I discovered this year, I'm not a Dragon Quest fan. It turns out. No, not Cramorant. No. Oh, so this is why I wanted the Wailmer. It is okay. So it's region white and orange. Does that mean I'm gonna have to be out for hours? I really wanted a quick community day today. Okay, that sucks. We are getting the Mario Galaxy 1 and... like, it's cool we're getting Mario Galaxy 2 finally. It sucks that to get it physically, you have to buy it with Mario Galaxy 1, and it costs $70. Because I'm kind of almost like, okay, well then maybe I'll just get it digitally then. But then even then, that costs $40. So then I'm going to wait for like some kind of sale or gift cards or something. 2, 4, 6, 8. This Dynamax is great. Oh, physical. That's pretty nifty. Okay. Although that was then not needed. So is our Dynamax order messed up a bit now? But if it is, that's okay. Because we've got a good team, so it's fine. The Yoshi game looked cool, good aesthetic. We don't really know how it will play or whatever, because with the Yoshi games, they've kind of been leaning more towards like a young audience and stuff, so we'll have to see what they do there. We talked about ZA a lot yesterday, so Mario Tennis looked cool. That did look cool and fun, but it's just one of those... It's just one of those things where with a lot of these games, though, and because they do now cost like $70, there is just that thing of like, is this something I want to spend $70 on? You know, like, is this going to give, like, more and more, we are going to have to ask the question, am I going to get my money's worth out of this? And that doesn't necessarily mean, like, am I going to get, like, 50 hours out of it, but am I going to get a gameplay experience so cool that I'm going to want to play it, like, again and again, or I'm either going to be playing this for a long time, or I'm going to play it again and again, like, over the years? Like, I feel like those are kind of two... I do feel like those are kind of two main criteria kind of thing for, like, playing a game, where you sort of feel like... Well, no, I suppose 3 things are going to be... You play it once, but you just have such an amazing time with it that, like, it's okay. Or you play it a whole load for a while, and then you never really return to it, but, like, that's okay, because you had a good run with it. Or you play it, like, again and again and again over the years. So, like, I've played Super Mario 64 multiple times over the years, even once the N64 was obsolete. You know, I've played... I'm playing these Pokemon games again, even though I got them, like, 20 years ago and stuff like that. So, I don't know. It's just, But yes, Baby Waluigi. I know. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "This is the first time I've ever seen Baby Waluigi," which was cool. Yes, but yeah. So like, don't get like. I thought it looked like a really good game, but like that's the thing. Is it like a $70 game. A big part of it is probably playing against other people. We sort of talked about PvP a bit yesterday, about how, for me, there's like playing against computers, there's playing against random people online, and there's playing against people on your couch or like on an online call or whatever. And you know, those three things are different experiences, but the random online people thing, like, that's just the same as playing against computers to me, but like also a bit more stressful because they, you know, people can like play in awkward ways, like they just pick like certain character combinations and stuff. Like, again, one of the reasons why, like in Pokemon, one of the reasons why I prefer something like the Battle Tower versus like playing random people online is if you play random people online, they're all just going to use the same Pokemon again and again and again, and then it sort of limits what you have to make your team. Like, you can't like experiment and try out other Pokemon because, oh, you gotta win, you gotta work your way up the ladder or whatever. Whereas if you're just playing like the Battle Tower, you can test out Pokemon and it doesn't matter if you lose, and you will see all kinds of different Pokemon in the Battle Tower, like of all different levels and like stages of evolution and stuff like that. So, you know. So we're on Dynamax Adventure 4 out of 5 right now. So we probably have about like half an hour, 35 minutes left, something like that. But yeah, like Kirby Air Riders, again, we saw we're getting Amiibo with that, but not much else, but we are going to get a presentation for it. But like Hyrule Warriors, we didn't see a whole lot more of that. There were just a lot of things where like we didn't really see much more than we already know. So Skywatch a Switch, Skywatch a Switch, Skywatch a Switch. I should have said this earlier. But yeah. Generally these streams last about 2 hours is the general rule. They tend to go a bit over, but on days like today where we're kind of speeding through a bit more, they're a bit quicker. But yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, Sky, if you switch this time for Indeedee, yes, Indeedee, then that'll be really cool. And then we have a nice team of like Steels and Psychics and other stuff. So Kiba will have the power. Oh no, wait, no, Kieran's gonna have the power, but that's actually better. So that works. That works. Kieran having the power. Wrong K. I've got my wrong K person. This should work. Can't believe Air Rider's getting 2 directs. Like, well, that's it. It was kind of clear, like, at the end of the last presentation that there was still, like, a whole... There was, like, more to reveal, but it's kind of like... But this presentation was already, like, 45 minutes. But, oh well, we get more Sakurai. The world needs more Sakurai. So... but yeah, there were just a lot of games where, you know, they kind of just sort of showed them. You didn't really necessarily get a sense of what they're about, or, oh, what do we know now that we didn't know last time, or whatever. To be honest, like, something like Legend ZA showing, like, oh, hey, we're getting these new 3 Megaforms, DLC, and 2 Raichus. Honestly, that was, like, about right for me in terms of, like, what you reveal. But yeah, the Mario Galaxy thing, yeah, I was a bit disappointed in that. I do want Galaxy 2. But see, here's the thing as well. It's available on Switch, right? But there's that part of me which is like, well, it costs a lot of money, and they've got like a Switch 2 version. Should I not just wait until the Switch 2 version is available? And am I saying that because I don't want to do that final level again? Maybe. Because that final level in Galaxy 2 is like the hardest thing ever. Sludge Wave, oh no. Really going aggressive right from the start here. But yeah, Sakurai is indeed a gift. But yeah, no, that's okay, Sky. Sorry, I'm just catching up with comments now. But yeah, what else was there? So just lots of games where we just kind of saw little bits about, obviously the Virtual Boy. The Virtual Boy was kind of interesting. I think I did say this yesterday, but I do hope you can just like play them in handheld or like on the television. No, how did you miss? There's 2 feet in front of you, and that would have been the dealing blow. Okay, so apparently, in terms of things that are 75% likely to happen, whether it's getting a Spinder after 5,000 encounters, or getting or having an Iron Tail hit, apparently just cannot achieve 75% likely things at the minute. So, I know, we were so close to one-turning it! Oh, right, come on, please, can we just finish it? Okay, max Rockfall, fine, I would have liked a max Quake to really just get a times 4 super effective when it only had 1 HP left, but that's okay. We did it, chat, we did it! Metroid Prime 4 was also another one where it was, like, revealing the bike, like, that was a pretty good, like, we're not going to show much yet, but here you go. They'll have a presentation, I think they might have, like, a presentation or something for Prime 4, but we'll see. Obviously, Fire Emblem was quite a big reveal, but again, it kind of, in a lot of ways, it kind of showed, like, hey, this game exists. We didn't really get to see a whole load about it. There wasn't, like, you know, Fire Emblem has mouse controls now, which is something, like, it's gonna have mouse controls, like, surely. You know, I've been saying, like, we're inevitably gonna get a Fire Emblem on Switch 2 that has mouse controls. Like, that's just a no-brainer. And, like, we've seen the game, but we don't know much about it. Like, so this is back, you know. But here we go. Whalmer, no. Lairon, I do need a Lairon, but that's no. Indeedee is not shiny. No one's gotten any shinies today, have I? We didn't get any shinies yesterday, did we? Now that I think about it. But will we get the Golden Lego? No. Also, guys, the doorbell didn't ring yet, did it? I might just go out and check for a sec, just to check what's going on. No sparkles there, no sparkles there, no sparkles there. Brine, right, sorry, what do we have? Adamant Hardy, Tom Hardy, mild and more Tom Hardy. I'm gonna go with the Adamant Whalmer. I feel like, I think we have like a ring, although, we do have a ring doorbell thing, but the problem is, I think the ringer is quite far away from my room. But I have my phone with me, and it's not in airplane mode or anything, so I could, like, get a phone call or a text being like, hey, I'm at the door, or what, so we'll have to see. You got a Scepter shiny. Well, at least that's something. That's half a point. So here we go. We've run out of space. So chat, my lovely chat. Can we... So we're onto the wild card now. Or like the wild... Hang on. What do we call this 5th Dynamax adventure? Do we call it the wild card? Or the card wild? Or the mystery box? Hang on, it looks like... Oh, apparently he's here right now. So I'll be back in one... I am back with people who look like things. Okay, so chat, my lovely chat. Oh, hang on, my phone just went into standby. Well, that was good timing. So hopefully, so chat, here's, hang on. Okay, so chat. So could we, like, do a quick... Could you guys let me know, if you can do any of the tickets or Nihilego? So could you, like, so basically all 4 options, could you let me know? I I might change the tickets thing so it says, and the wild card is Nihilego or something like that. Could you let me know what you can do out of Thunderous, Celesteela, Stakataka, and Nihilego, and then let me know if you have the ticket for Nihilego. I think it's like only Kieran who has the Nihilego ticket, unless Kiba does and I'm forgetting something. Or I'm confusing things. But yeah, just let me know what you can do. Ready, set, bow, and then we'll see like what's the thing people can do most, and then we'll kind of go from there. So okay, so Amelia can do everything. That's good, but we need to just see who's here and who can do stuff, and yeah. Oh yeah, because we said Amelia and Shibertooth could. If Shibertooth is still here, we want like Amelia and Shibertooth in this one. But we'll decide... Oh, yeah, is Shibertooth still here? Because, yeah, ideally we want Amelia and Shibertooth in this team. If Shibertooth is not here, then we'll have to figure out someone else. But basically, we'll either have, like, 1 or 2 slots free. So Amelia is definitely going to be in this group, so don't you worry. Don't you worry, Amelia. Shibertooth, you're still here. Okay, so you are in as well. So, Shibertooth, let me know what you can do. And then, basically, we can figure out... So, Kevin can do Thunder... Oh, so Kevin can do, like, the main 3. Sky can do the... Hang on, what's the one that's missing? I can see that Sky can only do 3, but my brain isn't processing, like, which one... Nihilego. Not Nihilego. So, okay, so there are 2 not Nihilegos. There is... And then Kieran could do Nihilego. Okay. So here's okay. So we've got, and then Kiba can't do Stakataka. Okay. So okay, this is interesting. So I think basically, so we are going to have to do the Nightbot random selection game, I think. But then, let's see. And then, so I think, is this correct? So we've got Sky, Kevin, Kiba, and Kieran, like, all competing for this final place, correct? Is there anyone I'm missing? Is there anyone who is... played less than twice, who is also now in the chat and can play along? Like, did Giratina join us and is like, I can join today, or has Onlara come back, or, you know. So if anyone is Yo's Boys Bub, did Yo's Boys Bub enter? But yes, 4 will enter and 1 will leave. So yes, we will decide on who the Pokemon is based on whoever is picked, like, you know, maybe if it's Kieran, we'll do a repeat of Nihilego or something, you know, because Amelia and Sabertooth just missed out on Nihilego. But, you know, if it's like Kevin, we'll do one of the things Kevin can do. You know, we won't do Nihilego. So, let's see. So, it's the Nightbot random selection game. So, let's do this thing. So, we've got RNG4. Good luck, everyone. Here's hoping Nightbot picks you. Let's see what we've got. 25% chance. And it is... Wait for it. Number... it's taking a while. It's number 1. It's Sky. Sky, you're in. So you can do Thunderous, Celesteela, and Nihilego. Right, well, we can't do Nihilego because we don't have the ticket for Nihilego, because that has to be Kieran. But it can be Thunderous or Celesteela. Because we just... Okay, hang on, let me just think. Shibertooth did a Celesteela already. And Amelia did Stakataka. But you did do Thunderous. So you did Thunderous. Amelia did Stakataka. And... It needs to be Thunderous or Celesteela, basically. So I'm just trying to think what is like the... It needs to be Thunderous or Celesteela. Shibertooth did Celesteela, and you did Thunderous. But Amelia didn't do either of them. This isn't helpful, is it? This is basically just all very weighted 50-50. Do you have a preference? I kind of, I'll be honest, I kind of want to do Thunderous again, just to, like, up the Thunderous numbers, because we've been doing Thunderous for so long, I kind of just want to do anything to maximize the odds of getting rid of Thunderous, if that logic makes sense. But if you don't like the idea of that, if you're sort of like, hey, I wanted to do a Celesteela, then that's totally fine. But so if you do have a preference, let me know. Oh, Sabertooth does have Nihilego. But Sky just did Nihilego. That's interesting though. So we could have done a Nihilego, and Sabertooth could host. We could really turn it into a wild card by having Sabertooth have a host a Nihilego. Oh, this is tough. Do we go for the Thunderous to over the odds, or do we go with a Nihilego to because Sabertooth has it? This is the question, and I really do need to hurry up and figure out an answer, don't I? I tell you what, Sabertooth, because it's been a while, why don't you host? Why don't you host us a Nihilego? Thunderous can wait another day, another week, whatever. So, are you still hanging on to Moltres? The Flaming Moltres! Which I got so long ago now. That was like back in like January or something, I want to say. I don't know. But yeah, why don't we have Sabertooth host this? So please make sure you are connected to the YCOM. Make sure you talk to the nice scientist lady. And then we will get on and do the next thing. Oh yeah, there's one thing I'll quickly do. So I will say anything goes. It might take me a sec to do the code here. Don't worry, I'll be right back. I'm not even gonna say the be right back thing, okay? And Bo was never heard from again. Hopefully not. Oh god, that would be awful if I just, like, left to casually go to the kitchen for a sec and then, like, never came back. That'd be horrible. Right, 36951475. I like that. That's a good code. 13951475. I like it. I like it. So this is, so hang on. So this was, yeah. Wait a minute. None of those people are Sabertooth. Hold on, we need to back out, because Sabertooth's our host here. Let's all do, like, a disconnect and a reconnect, and then try that again. Like, make sure we all do this, okay? Like, so Amelia, Sabertooth, myself, and Sky. I need to put Sky on the spreadsheet. I didn't put Sky on the spreadsheet. There we go. Oh, you can't ride your bicycle now? Sorry, I was trying to do Y and then plus. I know, that looked like we were like, kicking you out, Sabertooth. Okay, so let's talk to the nice scientist lady. Make sure that you do indeed select anything goes. Very important part. Unless you're Sabertooth. If you're Sabertooth, you select Nihilego. But right. Do we do the same? Do you want to do a slightly different code, Sabertooth? And then we'll take it from there. So yeah, so the direct, there was just a lot of things. I did quite like the look of that Splatoonish game where, like, you fire colored shots and you can change your color, but you have to work with other people to do, like, they have to hit their colors and you have to hit your colors. Like, that looked really cool. But again, I think one problem with these directs a little bit, 1, 2, 3, 6... 9, 5, 4, 7. So that's 12, 36, 95, 47. I like it. I like it. Hopefully this works. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, game. There we go. Eden. Okay, we are in, and I might get to be the Dynamaxer here. That's kind of, for the boss, that's kind of fun. So Nihilego, very weak to ground, and then Steel, Water, Psychic. Escavalier is pretty nifty because it's a Steel type with a ground move. So that's kind of fun. Sky, didn't realize your Switch was about to die. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm just gonna go with Hawlucha, because Hawlucha's a cool Pokemon. And that's my theory, my game theory. Yeah, Ditto and Nihilego is not a good mix if you have a disconnect. Right, hang on. I did see like a Slow King, but hang on, let's see what. Okay, Slow King is to. Okay, Araquanid is to the right, which is water, and then there is Kingler, Cookie, and then there's some Psychic on the top right. So we do have like options here. It's just whether we actually. Oh, but it's a Starmie. But I do need a shiny Starmie. So. Question is, who do we get rid of? When do we get rid of them? I think maybe if I have the Kingler, that means I can G-Max and I can use my bubbles, and that could be fun. Yeah. But so, guys, I don't know if, and forgive me if this means nothing to any of you, or if any of you relate to this. I don't know, but. I'm just going through like a weird phase in my life right now where, so like, you know, with the strike and everything, I'm just like very hard up on money right now, and, you know, the old career hasn't really kicked back into gear or anything, despite the strike being over for several months now. You know, I don't know, it's all just a bit concerning and everything. And I don't know. So, you know, I'm kind of hard up right now. I can't really, like, buy video games very much. That also means that I'm in a position where I don't really, like, have a great space of my own. I'm not going to be, like, inviting friends over to hang out or anything. You know, I'm not, you know, I would love to, like, have people over and, like, just sit on the couch and play games. But I'm just not in a position to, like, do that with my life right now. You know, also my eyesight is completely messed up. You know, I need that surgery that, like, I was also simultaneously refused to be given. Oh, they gave the water type, the ground type, the water absorption ability. Perfect. So I can't really, like, sit on a couch and play games at a distance right now anyway, because of my bad eye and because it needs fixing. But again, I probably need money to fix it at this point because of, you know, political things and how there's a lack of a healthcare system here in the United States of America. And so, you know, they're just kind of things where it's like, well, my eye's not going to get fixed anytime soon, so I'm not going to, like, get money to be able to have my own place and or fix my eye soon. So it's like couch gaming is kind of like out of the question, basically. So a lot of these games, you know, games like a Smash Bros, or even the Mario Wonder expansion, Mario Party with the camera and all that stuff, these things just aren't really things that, you know, like, they're things that would have been perfect when I was a kid, and, like, me and my best friend would like go to each other's houses like every Sunday. We had a streak of doing that for a while. Or where, like, my cousins would visit like 2 or 3 times a year, or my brother would, like, play with me, you know, periodically, or he'd come home and then we'd play games together. But it's just one of these things where, like, a lot of these, like, multiplayer games just aren't really, like, a viable thing for me these days. So I'm just not really, and because I don't have money, it's sort of just one of those things where I'm not really, like, as excited about games right now because, like, well, I can't get them anyway. So, you know, it's just kind of like, so I don't know if any, like, that is, how much of that is, like, playing into, say, like, my reaction to the director. I'm kind of like, yeah, okay. In fairness, there aren't really, like, a whole load of things I'd get. But again, you know, I look at a game like Mario Tennis Fever, and, you know, maybe if I had, like, loads and loads of money, I'd be like, oh, that looks cool, I'll give that a go. I haven't like, gotten a Mario Tennis game since the N64. But because I do have like the financial, because I am in the financial situation that I'm in, I just look at a game like that. I'm like, oh, that looks cool, but like, you know, I can't really like justify buying it, and like that's kind of more my reaction to it. You know, with like the DK thing, again, maybe if I had like loads of money, I'd be like, oh, this is a nice little expansion to DK Bonanza. But I just look at it and I'm like, that doesn't look like it's worth $20. I don't even have the 500 for a Switch 2. I don't even have Bonanza because I can't afford the Switch 2. So it's just kind of like hard to... So sorry to like be a bit depressing there. But like as you get older, you know, there's just a lot of games. I was talking with the friend who I would go to every Sunday. Like we'd hang out every Sunday. You know, we were sort of talking and we were kind of saying like there are a lot of games we, you know, play where they're sort of a bit less fun because a big part of them was you would have those people who'd come to visit your house. Like, you know, like a kid would come home with you after school and you'd hang out for a few hours, or you'd go to their house and play their copy. Or, you know, like again, you'd have family visit you like 2 or 3 times a year, and so you'd like play your games with relatives, or you'd have siblings to play with, or whatever. And like you don't have these things anymore. I don't have a life where like I have a whole bunch of friends come to my place and we all hang out and play video games. That's just not a part of my life anymore. And so I look at games like Mario Party and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then there's that part of my brain which is like, but that's not my life anymore. And so it's just kind of sad. So I think, should we get rid of Lipard? So Lipard, oh sorry, Sky. I'm once again telling you far too late to switch, but Skywatcher Switch, Skywatcher Switch, Lipard Switch for the Skywatcher Switch. I think it would be good if you had a water instead of a dark. And then if I have a Kingler, that could be fun. So Lipard Switch, Lipard Switch. Oh yay! Okay, the 10-second delay didn't hold us up. I do apologize for getting, instead of like helping you with the Dynamax adventure, I just got real depressing. So anyway, Kingler in the middle, cookie. And then I don't know who we want to. I think we should like go against the Starmie, because we're actually got quite a good team against Starmie. Like we've got like bug moves and stuff like that are super effective against it, and we need a shiny one because Kevin's not here. So, but yeah, having friends easily accessible can make a huge difference. It's just one of those things where like if I had money, I would like invite people over to my house. You know, like I absolutely, even if we didn't do it on stream, if I had money in my own space, I absolutely would have gone to like Erica, Sarah, and Christy and say, hey, do you want to like come over and hang out and we'll just like play games? Not like for a stream, not, you know, I mean, if you want to stream it or whatever, but I don't even care if we don't stream it. I just want to like hang out with the 3 of you, and I'll like make you dinner and we'll hang out one night and we'll play games and we'll chat and have fun, and we'll just, you know, I'll get a Switch 2 and I'll get the camera and we'll all be on camera and like, oh look my little avatar next to Mario, like his like, the little me in the window is spinning around because I just got spun out by a shell or whatever, right? Excuse you, Bo. Hang on, excuse me for what? Sky is learning to wait an extra 10 seconds to post instructions. I'm sorry. And again, I do apologize. I do trust you guys to make good decisions and stuff, but it's just I know sometimes we like partially talk about things and then I don't end up talking through them all or whatever. So, Zach, I miss having friends a lot. No, don't say that. But yeah, you know, there are a lot of things there are things I would do, but again, it's like a lot of these things would kind of take money, like having my own space. You know, I wouldn't want to have like, I really like my room and I'm grateful I have the space that I have. You know, it's a nice little space for like me being here by myself. You know, but it is one of those things where, you know, if I wanted my own space, you know, I need money for that, and it's like, and to have a Switch 2 and games and multiple controllers, like money for multiple controllers, I need money for that, and so it's all just very hard. And so, you know, I do still think, regardless of my life situation, that the Switch presentation was still just kind of like, you know, kind of like ish, because again, even though it did have, like, it had cool games, but, you know, it did have cool games, but some of them it just really didn't even, like, elaborate on very much. And, you know, things like the DK expansion isn't, like, the most exciting thing ever. The Mario Wonder expansion isn't the most exciting thing ever. Maybe the Mario Wonder expansion will have a bunch of levels of challenges or something, I don't, like, as well. Maybe it's not just about the multiplayer. Maybe they, will, you know, but they just thought the multiplayer was like the most appealing thing to kind of briefly cover in a couple of minutes, and they'll down the line be like, oh look, it's got all these, like how Super Mario U had all these challenges, now Mario Wonder does or whatever. But yeah, Shibertooth. Oh, had a sudden pet emergency with the kitten, so you had no idea that what was chosen for you this turn. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh, poor baby got his claw caught and was screaming. Oh no, it's always like when cats get their like claws stuck in things and they like freak out, and it's just like no, just hold on, just hold on. Like I can help you, but just you gotta let you know, help me to help you to help him. Like you gotta, yeah. So your latest cat rescue is a polydactyl, like Maple and the kittens. Oh, so Shibertooth, I've got to. Oh. I think I did say this yesterday. So, but Shibertooth, you haven't been here for a while. So you know the cats and the kittens I would feed, and that we feed a little bit less now that we've moved, but who we still feed, occasionally. So there was Maple, and then there were 2 kittens, and Maple was polydactyl, and then one of the 2 kittens was polydactyl, and then the other wasn't. It didn't pass down. But oh, its defense fell. So we should KO it here, right? Yeah, nice. So Maple, like, what was it, like 3 weeks ago? Probably like 3 weeks ago or something now. Maple went missing. She's just like gone now, unfortunately. But then as of like a week ago, little Sesame, who was the more confident kitten, and she was also polydactyl, she's gone now as well. And that's really sad. And I don't know why, like, these 2 cats who have been there for, like, a year have just both sort of vanished, but they didn't vanish at the same time. Like, one vanished, and then 2 weeks went by, and then the other vanished. And I don't know what's up with that. So, yeah, I'm going to switch here, because I need the water power. I also just need to hydrate as well. So there is still 1 kitten left, the non-polydactyl. So basically, yeah, there's like, okay, so it's to the right, the Starmie, and there are some berries afterwards as well. But yeah, so the non-polydactyl kitten is still there, but it's just really sad because when I found Maple, I found her like with, you know, a pair of kittens. And like Cream and Cole. And then Cream and Cole just both vanished one day. I'm hoping because they vanished on the same day, maybe someone like found them and took them or something, but still. But they left Maple behind, you know, which is annoying. If that was the case. But I do worry that something happened to them. But then Maple, we kept going with Maple and like fed her for like a year or whatever. And then she had, you know, this second litter of kittens, and there were 3 of them. The first one of the 3 kittens went missing like very quickly. Something probably happened. But then I'm just gonna use like Crab Hammer here because Dig is not that great. I just want to see how much damage we do because maybe like 2 Crab Hammers is gonna be better than a Dig here. But yeah, so but there were 3 kittens. There were like 2 black ones and a little sort of gingerish one, and the gingerish one went missing very soon after we discovered them. And then the 2 black cats, the 2 black kittens, we've been feeding them for like over a year now. But then yeah, little Sesame has gone missing. Really sad. She was like the one who. Oh no! We want to use Shadow Punch. That's like stab super effective, whereas Focus Punch is non-stab, not very effective. Oh crud. We do have Lunge at least, so that's good. But we got to be using our like stab super effective moves, guys, gals, non-binary pals. Can't be using not very effective, not stab moves. Yeah, see, that didn't do very much at all. Oh, and we didn't Dynamax. Oh, what's going on? Oh, no. No. Oh. I'm going to just bubbles. Were there more cat emergencies? I'm very confused. Or did we have a disconnect or something? Do I need to do like these 2 hashtags? JP, hello, welcome. Lovely to see you. Happy Sunday. Good to see you. But your coworker found this little guy. His name is Ford. Free cookie if you get the reference. Gravity Falls in his trash can, and he weighed less than a pound, so we had to feed him lots of fattening wet food at first. Ooh, wow. That's wild. Thankfully, he was already past the point of needing any formula or milk. Okay, well, that's good at least. So, Sky has said Gravity Falls as well. Because if it's Polydactyl as well, like, surely if it's Polydactyl as well... No! No, no! Why are we using the wrong move? It's the wrong move, Grommet! Oh, no! 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 Stab super effectives! Stab super effectives! You have a Ford plush! Oh, that's really cool. Oh gosh, this is gone from bad to worse. Amelia, are you still with us? Or has there been a disconnect? We need shadow punches. Okay, thank goodness Fury Cutter gets more and more powerful. Okay. Okay, so, right, we want to catch everything. You don't have to keep them, but always catch them. Ash, catch them. I know, well, at first when you said Ford, I was thinking of a car, and then when you said, like, do you get the reference, I was like, well, you're not going to be talking about a car. Like, I think if you're like, do you get the reference, it'd be like, you know, I was like, well, it's not going to be the car. And I was like, it's got to be a reference to something about the cat. And I was like, Polydactyl or Gravity Falls, and yeah. So, we do not want to switch here. Oh, it's okay, Amelia. But anyway, Bark. We should still be able to win this, hopefully. Because Shivertooth can Dynamax now. So that's pretty nifty. But yeah, if you just use your, like, Max Quake, that'll work. And then, yeah, if you use Max Quake, that'll get the job done. So, yeah. Okay. So yeah, so even though, like, yes, my life is one where it's just, I am perhaps a bit less excited about video games, or I'm not going to be buying as many video games. I don't have a Switch 2. It's going to be a long time before I get a Switch 2 is how it's currently looking, like, sadly. But, like, you know, if I get some kind of consistent work and a big paycheck, like, first thing I'll do is, like, get a Switch 2. But yes. Wait, Kevin did a Scepter Tapu Lele? No way! That's awesome! That's very cool. That's very cool. I like it. I like it. At least you guys are getting Scepter shinies. At least that's happening. So, a Wonder Room, no. Okay, well, at least Golurk's attack will do more now after a Wonder Room. Scorching Sands, that's a good plan. Can we get a burn? Nope, okay, fine. Liquidation, but yeah, that Wonder Room kicking in there, holding us back. Yeah, so the presentation, the direct, you know, again, it just, there are a lot of things where either there just wasn't much detail given, we already knew they were coming out, the new things that we got just wasn't very substantive, or just the new things that, like, the new information wasn't just, there wasn't a whole lot of information about things, like Tomodachi Life, again, like, I feel like we should have heard more about that game than we did. It was just like, Tomodachi Life, still coming soon. It's like, okay, well, thanks for that. You know, would have been nice to learn a bit more about it or something, I don't know. But yeah. And this is where I put my shiny legendary, if I had one. Yes, we did it, Team 5, I feel alive, after those berries. 2 Fairly Odd Parents references in like 30 seconds, there you go. One from Xander, one from me. Well done, everyone. So if you want to do some stars and sparkles, like the video if you haven't already. Now would be an amazing time to like the video. Wow, Kevin is now up to 225 XP, not EXP, just XP. How many okay, we should have, I don't know, do we have something like 19 likes maybe? We should have at least 17, but do we have like 19? That'd be kind of cool. Right. Well, Amelia, you get onto the screen so quickly. Araquanid is a no. Kingler is a no. Starmie is also a no. Oh, I've got Star You, but I need Star Me. But will we get the Golden Eye Lego? No, dang, that's it for another weekend. 18 likes, 18 likes. I feel like we should have 19 or 20. But no, Araquanid, no sparkles there, no sparkles there, no sparkles there, and no sparkles there. But Tom Hardy, mild, modest is good. Modest Starmie is actually very good. Not with this moveset, but just in general, like modest Starmie, pretty nifty. And careful. So, I am going to pick the Starmie, but that's going to be it for today. I need to go off and get some food and get ready for Community Day. It's actually kind of more overcast today, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, but the kittens. So there is still one kitten left, but she's like the really skittish one, and the not polydactyl, and I am going to go feed her tonight, because she's like on her own now. I'm going. Normally I only go once per weekend, because it's like a long way to walk, but because she's just there by herself now, and I don't really know how much food she's getting during the week, I'm like, I'm going to feed her tonight as well. So that means I'm going to go out for a while and do a whole load of walking for Community Day, and then I'm going to do a whole load more walking to go feed Anis. I might have just said Sesame. Sorry, I always I know which ones were, I know like the two different cats in my head. They look very different, but I just always say the names wrong. Because they're both like sisters. There's like Anis and Sesame, like lots of sisters. So yeah, so I'll go feed her tonight. Hopefully she's still there. But I do worry now if there's like a little bit of a countdown to a day when she's just not there. And that'll be it. And then that'll basically be the end of the cats in a car park saga, basically. So, right. Anyway, Bark, I will not be erasing any tickets for the Nihilego, but thank you, Shibertooth, for hosting that. I do really appreciate it. And Kieran, thank you for hosting earlier as well. And thank you for everything this weekend, guys. I do appreciate it. We had so many topics to talk through. We kind of talked through them all. There was kind of one elephant in the room maybe that we didn't talk about, because this week's been a crazy week in the world, guys, and we didn't talk about any of that at all. But hey, maybe that's just a bit too depressing to talk about this weekend. Maybe we'll talk about that another time, though, when it's a bit less raw. Because it's just been a wild week with a lot of like hatred and vitriol and stuff, you know, false info flying around and hatred and jumping to conclusions and all kinds of things, you know. So anyway, but we'll get into all that another time. I'm saving the game 50 bajillion times when I really don't need to. So please take care, lots of love. If you haven't got any Flabébés yet, I hope you get lots of them. I'm annoyed that I might now have to get, like, 9 shiny Flabébés today? I didn't want to have to go outside and play for that long. So, yeah. So maybe some of that stuff we'll talk about another time, but yeah, it's probably good we didn't talk about it this weekend. So please take care, everyone. Lots of love. Like the video if you haven't already. I really do appreciate your continued support. And I'll see you next weekend. So what's that going to be? The 20th, special day. I also realized why I kept thinking 22. It's because, like, everyone else I know is born on the 22nd. And I don't know, I've kind of just lost track of the days lately and stuff as well. That doesn't really help with all the other stuff I talked about either, but that's a conversation for another time. Thank you so much. I really am going to go for real now. So thank you. Take care. Lots of love. Like the stream if you haven't. See you next week on the 20th and the 21st. We should be at normal times next week unless there are any Pokemon Go things, but we should be at normal times next week. So take care, lots of love. Oh, and it's Shibertooth's girlfriend's birthday today. Well then, happy birthday to her. I hope she has an amazing one. That's fantastic. But anyway, take care, everyone. Thank you. I really am drawing out this ending. Bye-bye.